Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how you doing? Now a quick reminder, tomorrow I have 2 brand new monthly shows starting. The chart shows. Oh, yes indeed. The Steam chart shows be useful for coming back in months to come, seeing what was popular back now, and of course useful for now in case you just want a nice convenient little chart show to see what's doing well in the Steam charts. Anyway, on with today's map, and today's map is Lant Mountain by Not Like the Black Crow, is what Google's telling me that says. Not like the Black Crow. But anyway, what can we say about Lant Mountain? Is the start square, there are no mountains, which is quite handy actually. There's your resources. The resources are very nicely painted in. I like them. And then off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it is a mass transit map. You will need mass transit. And if we scroll down, BonBon, scroll down. On the right, there are no dependencies at all. But on the left, Cedar Valley 4K, Cold Embrace, and then 4 sets of trees. The links are clickable on the left, so that's all good. Recommendation for Traffic Manager Present Edition, but it kind of goes without saying. Of course, you don't really need it for the map, but it is particularly helpful for sorting out traffic and stuff. I mean, especially with national roads instead of highways, which carry a limited amount of traffic, of course. Of course, when we get to intersection with these kind of roads, that's where the fun can start beginning. Okay, let's have a look at this bridge. Slightly elevated ramp to get you up a little bit of height. And then this is a bridge crossing a strait between the mainland and the island. Oh, I see a ship coming. Now, is that bridge going to be high enough? I somehow doubt it. Let's speed that ship along, see if it's high enough for a little ship. If it's not high enough for a little ship, will it be high enough for a big ship? Well, the answer to that is no. That was convenient, wasn't it? It was almost like I planned that. I wish it was. Anyway, back to mainland and some nice detailing along the side of this road here as we come up to the start square intersection. Now, in start square intersections, interesting, the traffic is choosing to split both ways. Nothing to do with the map creator at all, but it's just interesting and odd that the traffic can find the same routes, the same distance, and is just choosing it. I don't know, it's interesting. Very interesting. I think it needs tidying up a little bit to get the traffic staying on the main road rather than filtering off there. Now this intersection is a little bit, I'm going to call it a mess. It's a beautiful mess. How much traffic will that handle? I don't know. I am not at all sure. Anyway, the road goes off that way to the fog. We will have a look at that a bit later on. And it goes off this way as well to the fog, which I promise you we will also have a look at a little bit later on. Indirectly we'll have a look at it, but we will have a look at it anyway. Now let's go off this way, because this is the most interesting of the routes. Cutting inland. And sorry, I just thought I saw some weeds on the road, and there wasn't. So we'll carry on anyway. Yes, as we were saying, yeah, nice little cutting through here like this. And the Cedar Valley theme really does great work for cuttings. Now these trees, I'm not sure if I buy into them or not. I kind of do, and I kind of don't. Yes, and for me that's a win, and I'm not sure. I think I like it. I think I do. Stick it in the comments if you think I'm just being overly pedantic there. And then we follow the road along here and through lots of those little scrubby grass areas. Loving the detail, the way that these have worked really nicely into the landscape. Sometimes people use grass and it just doesn't work. but I think this one really does. Anyway, we've got elevated again to get across this bridge. Bridge is a little low, but there's no shipping route to worry about, so it's fine. And then we stay elevated for this little bridge across here. A little bit of blue mantle. Could have tried hiding that with a tree a bit better, I think. But yeah, nothing on the other side, just there. Bit of blue mantle there. And then we come around the outside here. A little bit of ziggy-zaggy across between these areas. Bit of elevation. Very nicely tooled bit of road, if I'm honest with you. Very pleased with it. Very like it. Very like it. Very like it, I do. Like it very. And then it goes off to the fog that way underneath the air route, which you probably saw the shadow of the plane. Now I'll follow the rail. Now the rail follows the line of the other highway. We'll say highway, it's a national road. Across the map from left to right. So I did promise you could see the other highway, but we're not really looking at that. We're looking at the rail, so no. We'll follow the road across here and then across the main land, and it's nice and flat. I have no problem with the rail at all. Nothing's clipping into the catenaries. We'll whip around this way and then across the flat land to the bridge. Now the bridge, there is a slight ramp up, but it's okay, well within tolerance. I think we can let that one go. Here, this ramp's a little bit more oblique, and once again though, it's nice and steady, and when we get to here, we're staying elevated. We stay elevated for quite a little way, and I did get a bit worried about it, but then it comes back to land right there. And I think that is pretty much spot on perfect, especially as that's going to be a major built up area. I'm okay with that. I think that's pretty good. Anyway, we're now back to land as we head through the forests alongside the detailed road, a nice tree lined road there, and then we'll hit another bridge again alongside the suspension bridge, all very tidily done as well, and then it's just swishing off towards the fog. And so as it's Saturday, it's the quirky asset of the week, and I promise you, you don't get assets any more quirky than today's. Here it comes. And so off to Asset Corner, and it's a power station. That's right, it's a power station. It's Fairy Power by Sudan Wren. Fairy Power. That reminds me, I've got to go do my washing up in a minute. Right, so what have we got? We've got an oriental looking elf, pixie, or fairy, sat on a crescent moon. Cheese, I like a bit of cheese. This looks like it's been tainted by the weather as well, this moon. Now, I'm pretty sure that this model was imported from somewhere else and just plopped into the game by Sudan Wren. And while that's a little bit naughty, if that is what's happened, actually, I approve on this occasion. As long as a little nod is given at some point to the original creator. Or Sudan Wren, if this is your work, I take that back, and I approve anyway. It's a nice piece of work. Fairy Power by Sudan Wren, and that is today's very quirky asset of the day. And so off to Themington Island. Now, I apologise from a couple of days ago, or yesterday, when I forgot to include the nightfall section. So I'll include a couple of these, because the sunset, especially on the beach, is quite eerie. Look at this. That's a very eerie sunset. I love it. I really do. Northern Tip by New Elio with Chubot Winter Lut, if you want to recreate this in your own city. Right, so I guess now we should go and do the factoids. And the factoids today, we're still on to the three peoples. We have Joan of Arc, Martin Bormann, and Thomas à Becket, who were all put on trial after their death. I'm not sure if they were sentenced to death. I'm pretty sure I know what happened to Joan of Arc. But hey. Right, we've got Ernest Hemingway, Bertrand Russell, and Mark Twain. All had premature... excuse me. Stop it now. Obituaries. They have premature obituaries written. Oh, published even. Am I written? Yeah, published. So there we are. One more. W. Somerset Maugham, Walt Disney, and Ernest Hemingway all drove ambulances during World War I, or the Great War, as it was known at the time. don't think they're anticipating to have a second war not so soon afterwards. Anyway, shipping routes, what have we got? A right angle shipping lane here. Obviously, I'd much prefer a smoother bend. It doesn't make any picking difference at all, obviously. This is a shipping route goes through the bridge. This is the only shipping clipping on the entire map. So that's not too bad, I guess. Just one little thing to fix. Another oblique shipping route there where you've got a, you know, hairpin turn if you want to get out the wrong way. Anyway, let's have a look at the water flow. Now the water flow, we've got rivers. This is an unconventional water source. We will look at that in a little bit more detail later. Going down a couple of waterfalls and out to sea. The water flow is there in the rivers, less so out at sea. And again, the water source quite up high, going through waterfalls and then running itself down the river out to sea again. So the water flow is there until it just eases off when you get out to sea. In these coves, not much going on at all, if I'm honest with you. So there we are. Now let's have a look at the water, the rivers and those water sources. I have a problem with one of them. But I love this river here, look at this. The only thing that's missing from this, I'd like to see a few rocks. Just a few, not many. Just a little bit of extra detail because I think it looks amazing as it does already. And they have used rocks on the map. There's one at the top of the waterfall cliff here. And I think, you're right up there, yeah. I think that this could be a whole lot better looking. It's a nice looking waterfall, and then when you get up here, the water detailing is just absolutely amazing. You've got the Cedar Valley theme, the LUT, and of course the shallowness of the water and the way it's splitting and coming down. I think it really works really nice together. When we come up to the top, this water source I don't buy into, but I can kind of accept it for this. Because of the beauty that's coming down the side of the mountain, you can almost forget about the water source. A little bit of a castle there that I almost didn't see because I was oohing over the water so much. And then we've got another one. Now this water source doesn't work for me at all. Really don't like this. Okay, if you're then going to get a wonderful series of waterfalls like we've just seen, but this is your waterfall and it's a bit meh. Honestly, doesn't do anything at all for me. Now if you took that water source away and maybe just a little bit of mountain detailing up there, just put the water source in this lake, that would work much better for me. And I'm being overly grumbly, of course. Oh, now you can't see this waterfall because of the position of the sun. Let me shift the position of the sun so we can get a better glimpse at that. There we are, that's better. Yeah, much better. That's a nice looking waterfall as well, nice and simple and nice and tidy. And then we'll head around and have a look at build planes and stuff. Yeah, build planes. Where's the start square? So you've got this peninsula down here, which is pretty good for expanding into. And you've got over the river, you go into the start square. The start square is nice and flat. Loads of space out here to build into. Of course, my main grumble, of course, would be about how much traffic that this intersection down here can handle. You could say that about pretty much any start square intersection, of course, although that one just looks a little bit fragile, and upgrading it might be a bit of a task. And then we'll have a look. The grass detailing and the foliage, the selection of foliage is really nice. The colours are really good as well. In fact, there's so much about this I like. And I love the rock colours, the Cedar Valley rock colours. It was created by, it was Fresh, wasn't it? I believe, Cedar Valley. Yeah, it was, just looks really good on this map. I think it looks better than on many other maps that I've seen. We've got some nice rocky peninsulas as well, and then if we switch off the fog here and head off towards the edge of the map over there, we've got it's where the road comes in, but we've got some islands and stuff as well we can have a look at. But yeah, loving the almost like the ridge work as well. It kind of works for me. I think these ridges on the islands kind of looks like natural formations, geological formations. Yeah, I'm quite sold on them. And then over here, yeah, got this little island here. It's not really a BonBon island, but I approve of it anyway. Just sat out there in the fog, minding its own business. This would be more of a BonBon island, except for I really don't like the water source on this one either. Yeah, I mean, the water flow looks really pretty, but I'm just not buying into that. There's nothing wrong with it, of course. Of course, there's nothing wrong with it. Aesthetically, all told, I think the map looks really very nice indeed. I think there's just a few things I'd like to have seen to improve it, like a few rocks in that water flow, but I think I'll give it 4 stars for aesthetics. For detailing, pretty good across the whole. Of course, with shipping clipping you can't get a 5, so 4 stars for detail too. Gameplay potential, I'd like to give this a 5, but there's all the little tasks that you need to do to make it just right, just so. So I think we'll give this 4 stars for gameplay. Now 4, 4 and 4 is normally enough for the seal of approval, but as far as I'm concerned, yes, you've got to fix the water source, yes, you've got to sort out the height of the bridge, and yes, there could be some big problems with that intersection. So I can't really give it a seal of approval, but all told, I do like it. I do like this map a lot. Lant Mountain is not like the Black Crow at all. What a great set of names. Right, anyway, thank you very much for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing. Don't forget, tomorrow join me for the chart shows. 2 of them, not one, but 2 chart shows tomorrow. We'll be doing this every month as well, so something extra special. I don't think we've seen anything like it on YouTube before. Maybe we have. Maybe I've just got closed eyes. Anyway, have a really lovely weekend, and I'll catch you tomorrow for more Cities Skylines workshop stuff. Oh, I'm so excited.